The dream of working abroad has always fascinated many of us, and it's no different in 2024. According to the United Nations, about 18 million Indians were living abroad as of 2020, and that's a huge number already, and it's probably even higher now. In fact, recent estimates suggest it could be close to 20 million by 2024. But is working abroad really as great as it seems? Is it truly the path to success, or are there hidden challenges that we don't see? Today I'm going to break it down all for you. Whether you're just starting out or you've been in your career for years, this video will give you the information you need to decide if working abroad is the right choice for you. And if you're new here, I'm Pradeep Mocharla, based in Ireland. I'm working as a senior product manager with over 10 years of experience in the corporate world. I've worked with companies like Google, Amazon, Apple, IBM, MasterCard, and some innovative startups too. I make videos on careers and finance topics, and if these interest you, please subscribe to my channel. Let's start with why so many Indians dream of working abroad. Number one, higher salaries. This is often the biggest reason. For example, a software engineer in India might earn around 8 to 10 lakhs per year, but in the US, they could earn around 80 to 90 lakhs a year. That's a massive difference, and even after adjusting for the cost of living, professionals in the US often earn 3 to 4 times more than their Indian counterparts. Number two, career growth. Working abroad can really boost your career. You get to work with global teams, learn new technologies, and experience different work cultures. It's like giving your career a big push forward. A survey by PwC found that 71% of millennials want to work abroad during their career, showing how valued this experience is. And number three is better quality of life. Many developed countries offer better infrastructure, healthcare, and education systems. Plus, you might find a better work-life balance too. In the US, people work about 34 hours a week on average compared to 48 hours in India. The World Happiness Report consistently ranks countries like Finland, Denmark, and Switzerland at the top, partly due to their high quality of life. Sounds amazing, right? But wait, before you get too excited, let's talk about the challenges as well. Working abroad isn't all as rosy as it seems. There are some big challenges as well. Number one, visa issues. Your work visa can be both a blessing and a curse. Take the H-1B visa in the US for example. It ties you to your employer, making it hard to switch jobs or start your own business. Plus, recent changes in visa policies have made things tougher. In 2020, the H-1B visa rejection rate was as high as 29%. And number two, high cost of living. Sure, you might earn more, but you'll also spend more. Let's look at the average monthly rent for a one-bedroom apartment in city center. In San Francisco, it's 2.3 lakhs, which is about $2,800 per month. In New York City, it's 2.5 lakhs, which is again about $3,000 per month. In London, it's 1.8 lakhs, which is about 1,800 pounds per month. In Toronto, it's 1.3 lakhs, which is about 2,100 Canadian dollars per month. Compare that to Mumbai, where you pay around 50,000 for a similar apartment. So suddenly that big salary doesn't seem so big, right? The 2023 Mercer Cost of Living Index gives us more insight. This index compares the cost of over 200 items in each city, including housing, food, and transport. In the US, New York City ranks as the most expensive city in the country and third globally, while San Francisco is the second most expensive in the US and fourth globally. In Europe, Zurich ranks 7th, Geneva in the 8th, and London in 17th are among the most expensive cities. In Canada, Toronto ranks 60th globally, while Vancouver is 75th. All these cities rank much higher than Indian cities, with Mumbai at 147th place globally. Now looking at the third challenge, cultural adjustment. Building a social life from scratch isn't easy. You might face language barriers, cultural differences, and even discrimination. It's not impossible, but it's definitely a challenge. A study by Internations found that 51% of expats struggle with making local friends in their host country. Number four, career limitations. While working abroad can help your career, it can also hold you back. Many expats hit a glass ceiling where they struggle to reach top position. Your visa status can also limit your growth or entrepreneurship opportunities. And a study by the Center for Talent Innovation found that 90% of expats feel that international experience accelerated their careers, but 64% feel their career slowed down once they return home. And number five, family concern. Being far from family is not as easy as you might think. You might feel lonely and homesick at times, and it takes a while for you to get adjusted to staying away from your family in India. You also need to deal with long distance relationships if your partner is in India, as sometimes you can't take your family abroad straight away with you. If you have kids, you'll also need to think about their education and cultural identity. A survey by HSBC found that 46% of expat parents worry about their children's education in a foreign country. So these are serious points to consider, but there's more more to think about. Financial considerations. Working abroad also brings financial complexities like taxes. You might have to pay taxes in both India and your host country in case you have received any income from Indian sources. And also don't forget about social security taxes. You might pay into a system you can't benefit from later. India does have double taxation avoidance agreements with over 80 countries, but navigating these can be a bit complex. Another challenge is retirement planning. Your retirement savings might not easily transfer between countries, so you'll need to plan carefully to manage accounts in different countries. For instance, the US 401k plan or the UK's pension scheme might not be easily accessible if you return to India. Another challenge is the currency risks. If you're saving money to send back to India or planning to return someday, currency exchange rates can greatly affect your savings. A strong dollar is great when you're earning, but not so much when you're sending money home. For example, the Indian rupee depreciated by about 10% against the US dollar in 2022, affecting the value of remittance. It's a lot to think about, but there's still more. The changing landscape in 2024. So the work environment is changing fast, and this affects international careers too. Number one, remote work. The rise of remote work is changing everything. Many companies now let you work from anywhere. This means you might be able to work for a global company without leaving India. A survey by Buffer found that 97% of employees want to continue working remotely, at least some of the time post-pandemic. Number two, new destinations. While the US, UK and UAE are popular choices, some lesser known countries are also actively seeking skilled workers. Estonia, for example, offers a digital nomad visa for remote workers and an e-residency program for digital entrepreneurs. New Zealand also has a skilled migrant category resident visa to attract professionals in healthcare, engineering and IT sectors. Portugal's tech visa aims to bring in tech professionals, while Japan has recently opened up more to foreign workers due to its aging population. Germany's EU Blue Card makes it easier for highly skilled non-EU citizens to work there, especially in fields like engineering and IT. These countries often have less competition and unique opportunity, but make sure to research visa requirements and living conditions carefully. And demand for skills. Some skills are in high demand worldwide, like data science, artificial intelligence and cybersecurity professionals are sought after everywhere. LinkedIn's 2023 Jobs on the Rise report highlighted roles like AI specialist and data scientist as some of the fastest growing job categories globally. These changes open up new opportunities but also bring more competition. So how can you ensure success? Here are some tips to help you succeed in an international career. Number one, keep learning. Focus on skills and certifications that are recognized globally. Online platforms like Coursera and EDX offer courses from top universities. In 2023 alone, over 120 million learners were registered on Coursera. Number two, networking. Build a strong professional network both online and offline. Keep your LinkedIn profile updated, and if you're in tech, maintain an active GitHub account. LinkedIn has over 900 million members worldwide, with India being the second largest market after the US. Number three, financial planning. Start planning your finances early. Try to build an emergency fund, understand tax implications, and consider insurance options too. Financial experts often recommend saving at least 6 months of expenses as an emergency fund, which is very important. Number four, cultural awareness. Learn how to work effectively across cultures, understand business etiquette in different countries. These tips can help you, but what if you're not sure about moving abroad long term? Now, there are alternatives to moving abroad full time. Number one, on-site opportunities. These can give you international experience without a long-term commitment. Many big companies like Amazon, TCS, Infosys offer such opportunities. PwC's Talent Mobility 2020 report found that short-term assignments increased by 20% over the last decade. Number two, building a career in India. With India's growing economy, there are more opportunities here too. Plus, you can stay close with your family and friends. India's IT sector is expected to reach 350 billion in revenue by 2026, according to NASSCOM. And number three, remote work for global companies. This allows you to earn an international salary while staying in India. Websites like We Work Remotely list such opportunities. A recent report found that 16% of companies globally are now fully remote. And that brings us to the end of the video. It's not an easy decision, definitely. There are big opportunities, but also real challenges and possible pitfalls. Remember, there's no one size fits all answer. Your decision should depend on your own personal situation, career goals, and family needs. Take your time to research and think carefully before making a choice. I'd love to hear your experiences or thoughts on working abroad. Do drop a comment below and let's continue the conversation. And if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe for more content.